Third, speed sparring. I know that everybody, wants to grow up and be a Muay Thai boxer, and after you discovered it in your teens or maybe in your 20s, right? Me hitting you while making you not be able to hit me. These guys are machines. They're just amazing. I'm getting my shins, and I like to do these low kicks, and then, they kick somebody like that and they break their shin. Drills or methods, okay? Because you don't need to. Train your fighters or coach someone for them to know these parameters, beating the crap out of each other in sparring. Fundamentally, man, defense, it's got to be emphasized as much or sometimes more than offense. Yes, you can gain skill, you can condition your bones and everything, but remember. Hi, my name is Mike Soto. I'm a martial arts coach, combatives consultant with over 40 years of researching, learning, and teaching martial arts. I want to invite you to my new video course, Fundamental Skills for Martial Arts and Fighting. The contents of this video series is based on my extensive research in Muay Thai, Western boxing, and Chinese and Filipino martial arts. In this course, you will learn some essential skills that will create a more connected and relaxed body structure that will allow you to deliver more power in your strikes. These body skills will create a more efficient way to use any offensive or defensive technique. You will also learn some essential footwork to guarantee the delivery of your techniques. These skills can be applied to enhance any martial arts practice and can greatly benefit anyone from beginners to advanced practitioners, regardless of style. Don't miss this opportunity to bring your martial arts skills to the next level. Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe, to share the video with people that you think might benefit from the information. Make sure and like and comment. Any questions that you may have, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. While talking about the topic of concussions, head trauma, proper ways of sparring, one of the methods that I call is third speed sparring. Other people, some people refer to that method basically, and that's what is mostly done in the professional Muay Thai gyms in Thailand. And basically that is, we were talking about how it's important for the fighters to stay healthy because that's how they make their money. You can't just go in there and beat each other because you got to be ready for the fight. So, but remember, these guys are tough. These guys, listen, I know that everybody, wants to grow up and be a Muay Thai boxer, and after you discovered it in your teens or maybe in your 20s, right? But these guys have been doing this since they're like 7, sometimes 5, 9 years old. By the time they're 19 or in their early 20s, their conditioning is beyond above, man. I mean, these guys are machines. They're just amazing. They're just amazing athletes. That it's hard for people to start late in the game and catch up to them at the same level. You got to have to use other things, other tactics and other methodologies. But if you try to do the same thing that they do, that's why a lot of people end up trying to do I'm getting my shins, and I like to do these low kicks, and then they kick somebody like that and they break their shin, or they kick harder than what their shin really is supposed to be, because they want to kick like a Thai professional guy does. But they've been doing Thai boxing for 2 years, but the Thai boxer's been doing it since he's 9. There's a difference, guys. So
some of them started to fight before they started to walk.
Yeah, they were fighting before walking, right? So I mean, people have to keep things in context. Yes, you can gain skill, you can condition your bones and everything, but remember, keep it contextual. The person has been doing this since they're 9 years old and went through puberty, developing all those bones that way. Somebody that started in their 20s in 2021, it's not going to be the same, man. You got to approach it a little differently in order to try to catch up. But anyways, third, speed sparring. This is important because, like I said, in the way the professionals do it, and you can watch this on YouTube. You can go to the professional gyms and watch this. They'll spar. Oh yeah, and they, sometimes they do rounds after rounds after rounds, but they spar with enough speed to make it real, give you real energy, but not so hard that you're rocking each other at all. Okay? Because you don't need to. And remember, you're sparring. This is just to elevate your skills. It's to, there are levels of sparring in terms of, sure, as you become more experienced, you can turn up the volume a little more. But still, there's a place where you top it off, and it's around third speed. The beautiful thing about this is you can break it down in different kinds of drills or methods. You can do third speed sparring where at some point, this is important, one of the opponents or your trainer, whoever you are pairing up with, they're going to have to basically let you, for example, if I'm training you and I'm way advanced than you, especially as your trainer, then when I spar with you, I'm going to bring my level low enough to let you work your combos on me while I'm moving, while it's difficult for you to do so. See, I have to gauge where I make it challenging for you to do this, but I'm not so high above you to make you look like you can't even land a strike on me, because then you're not teaching anybody anything. You got to consider where they're at and what level you need to bring him up to. You can't be way up here and you can't be way below either. As a coach, you have to then train your fighters or coach someone for them to know these parameters so they can bring each other up and raise their skills along the way. When you have these bad pairings, I see it in the schools where, okay, we're gonna spar and we're gonna everybody pair up, and they have a super duper beginner that can't even throw a punch or a kick with a guy he went there because he wanted to get it on tonight and he's got 4 years. You'll see these guys, I feel like it's like they're in pain. Oh, so you have to teach your guys right and pair people that are close enough where they can then challenge each other properly without beating the crap out of each other in sparring, because you need to be healthy to really learn more, because the more injured you are, the more you got to lay back, can't train, can't go to class, can't fight, right? So you got to keep it at a place where you're being challenged. It is real energy, but it's at a speed that you can then recognize techniques in order to, that when I do something to you, even if I'm tricky, you can, it's fast enough that it's challenging, but not so fast that you will be able to develop a strategy to block me.
Yes.
And then you get used to that angle being attacked on you with somebody that's really moving in real time.
That's a really good point, because from my experience, I can say when I started from karate, Kyokushinkai, and the problem of some trainers, and it doesn't mean it's bad trainers, but the trainers start to teach you with punches, strikes and everything, then go into sparring without learning how to protect yourself. It's like you will learn how to protect in a sparring, but that's not true, because you will maybe have the bad habits and like bad movements, and I still keep it. I mean, I don't know how to.
That is horrible teaching.
And if you see some good fighters, it's a lot of fighters with perfect, devastating kicks, strikes, but fighters with like uncatchable fighters with good protection. It's legendary. I mean, it's really hard to find. Like you can touch them.
Absolutely.
It's legendary. It's really hard to find how to learn it. Because you can learn how to punch and kick hard. It's not a
Exactly. That's an excellent point. Anybody can learn to be offensive. And they say sometimes the best defense is offense. But let me tell you, we got to look at the big picture. You bring up a very good point. You do have teachers that will start somebody with offensive techniques, and they lack the teaching of defense. And by the time they end up sparring, everybody wants to score and beat the other, but they can't defend well. And then they have these really bad habits as they grow as a fighter. Fundamentally, man, defense, it's got to be emphasized as much or sometimes more than offense, because you can teach anybody to punch and kick hard, right? It's visceral.
Even learn it by yourself.
Even by yourself, you can just punch stuff, and then with a little bit of education on alignment and bone alignment and body alignment, you can do it. But defense, man, is an art. To learn how to not get hit and stay in a pocket so you can hit the other person efficiently back, or to make somebody believe you're somewhere and you're not suddenly, and to manipulate someone that's coming at you to turn him, to make him do what you want to do. That is a tremendous art form. Like I said, that is the epitome. That is what I call the sweet science, right? Boxing, the sweet science. But a lot of it is the art of me hitting you while making you not be able to hit me. And people forget this again, and they go in the rock'em sock'em robots. No, no, and a lot of it's people like to see exciting fights where both fighters are just beating the crap out of each other. It's exciting, you know, it's bloody, and it makes people, you know, excited. But listen, that's not the art. When they see somebody with exceptional defensive skills, some people feel, it's a boring fighter. He's not engaging. Yeah, but he's picking the other guy apart in pieces without him having to get beat up in the process. You see people like, I urge people, go watch Willie Pep. Willie Pep, YouTube him and watch his footwork. This guy was legendary, all right? Nicolo Loche is another guy. Even Lomachenko, you know, or even Floyd Mayweather, you know, you see these guys that are defensive geniuses, and they're very hard to hit. And these guys that have the ability, like, they look like Neo in the Matrix, like shoo, 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 you know, Samad Parakarun, right? Lordzilla in Muay Thai. These guys are there, they're like, you know, they're legendary. They're known for, like, man, you can hit this guy. Senchai, yeah, with his unpredictable movements. I mean, you see these, that's beautiful, man, because that's what it's about. It's about you being able to punish the opponent, and they can't punish you back. But this gets forgotten in a lot of training in many places around the world. It's not just, you know, one place or the other. They forget about this because they're so into kicking and punching stuff, and hey, that's important. I'm not saying you need that. You have to have power. You gotta have speed. You gotta kick that equipment and punch that equipment. You gotta spar. But defense, man, to be able to have defensive skills at pro level that everybody feels like fighting you. It's like they don't even want to fight you because they feel stupid because they can't land on you. That's awesome, guys. I mean, you know, you save yourself a lot of pain and punishment, especially as you build a career, or you're just trying to become the best kickboxer you can, you know, just for yourself. You don't have to be a pro guy. You don't have to get punished. Learn these defensive skills. So third speed sparring is a very good vehicle to do this because it gives the opponent both the ability to take turns. Okay, now you're gonna work your offense on me, and I'm gonna be more defensive. Okay, and I'm gonna let you work your stuff. Okay, now we're gonna switch. Okay, now I want you to work a combo on me, and you can go a little bit harder, and I'm gonna give you that leg. Okay, I'm gonna give you that headshot so then I can work it. You know, it seems rehearsed, and it is to a point, but it's not, because you still do it with real energy. And then from there, you start then developing, going ad lib. Then you start then building sparring skills where you're unpredictably then with someone that's, you know, a resisting opponent that's not doing a drill with you. So this is how you really build somebody with high level skill, because they dissect the process from beginning to end without getting punished along the way. It also builds the fighter's confidence, because as they build these skills and they see that they're improving with their defenses, they're harder to hit. There is easy for them to score without having all that punishment. This is how you build a fighter. So this is so not done in so many gyms that I've had a problem with that in the past. But people are used to that, because when they come to me and I put them in that kind of program, they get impatient. When do I get to punch stuff? When do I punch a guy? And I was like, dude, you got a big pillow in your hand. You can't even put it in somebody's face yet. You can't hit me with a big pillow that you have, you know, but you want to go ahead and do these things, and they don't understand. So find coaches that are willing to take you through this process and really build you up the best fighter you can be. So third, speed sparring is the way to go.
Yeah, don't speed up. Don't force the process.
Don't force the process, man. Yeah, don't force it. There's so much to learn.
Iceberg, so you see
That's right.
one thing, but it's a lot inside.
Everything works in layers.
And if you need extra proof of this thing, just imagine you can train your punches solo. Solo training for punching, striking is okay. You can use boxing back and it's okay. But you really can train your defensive techniques solo.
Yes.
They have some machines that can help you.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And just one opponent, it's not enough, because all opponents has different, you know, different
That's right.
strategies, different.
That's right.
Different speed.
Yes.
And you have to have a key to any techniques, any strategies, and this is a lot.
That's right. It takes time. It builds in layers. Like you said, you're going to have different opponents. You have, you know, different structures. A tall guy, a small guy that's stronger. You have somebody that's a long-limbed guy, or somebody that's faster than you, somebody who's flat-footed. If you do third speed sparring and you get to really dissect the game at this speed, it's enough for you to have action, and it's unpredictable, but it's control where you don't get hurt so much like this. You gain so much experience from so many different sparring partners that by the time you really hone your skills, man, you are so prepared. I wish more people and more trainers really paid attention to this process and would highlight it as part of people's training, especially beginners. So
okay.
It's important.
Anyway, we will give you, in our courses, we will give you some cool exercises that will help you with your protective strategies.
We'll work some of that. All right.